Jay, you're a piece of shit. A piece of shit. Oh, Jay, you suck.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Talking to Myself. I'm your host, Jake Letizia, and this is the podcast where I talk to myself. How's it going? How are you doing? I'm pretty good. Episode 31, guys. We did it. Dude, we've been doing this so long that I didn't even realize last week was episode 30. That's how fucking settled in to the rhythm of this goddamn podcast I am, that we hit another fucking 10. And I didn't even noticed, dude. I was just like, yeah, this is what we're doing now, man. This is just life. I come on here, I fucking talk to you guys. You guys go, what the fuck is going on with this person? I don't hear it because there's no audience here. I just go, you know what? I felt good about that podcast. Let me put it out into the world. And then you guys go, I don't know if you should have put that out into the world, but here it is. Hey, I don't know if you should have talked about that. Now I think you're a little bit of a fucking weirdo, but you know what? That's how this goes. All right. Jake and Josh are not funny. Pine Box Rock Shop. 7:30 p.m. is the show. 7 p.m. the doors. That's what fucking month is it? October 6th. Sunday, October 6th. Jake and Josh are not funny. Pine Box Rock Shop. We got a great fucking lineup. Me and Josh are going to be doing some dumb shit on stage, and it should be a very fun, good time. Anyway, that aside, dude, I fucking finished a project that you guys will see soon enough. I don't know the exact date, and those of you who know about the project keep going, when is it coming out? I don't know, dude, okay? I'm just as curious as you of when it comes out. I'll give you the fucking link. It'll be on everything I have. It'll be posted to. But, dude, I'm so excited. I'm so relieved. It feels good. But yeah, I can't wait to show you guys that. Just a reminder, something's coming, okay? Something is coming, and I'm very proud of it, and I made it with Josh, and Josh is very proud of it too. Not to speak for him, but I think, I can speak for him in this moment because we both watched it together and went, holy fuck, dude, we made something that we really like. And at the end of the day, that's all that you can really do. Is make something that you think is fucking funny, and we're very happy with what we made. I can't wait to show you guys. I hope you guys love it and watch it a ton. Anyway, moving on to other things. Moving on to the main thing that happens in the podcast. Let me fucking just talk about nothing. Oh, man. What's going on? What's going on in the world today, huh? What's going on? What do I want to frickin' talk about, dude? This is the weirdest podcast because since it's just me, it's always an awkward start. It's always like, how do I... And then I'm always worried. I'm like, well, is somebody going to just turn this off? Because in the beginning, he's just talking about how he doesn't know what to talk about. What kind of fucking boring content is that? I should start fucking putting timestamps on when I actually talk about a goddamn subject. Fuck it. Let's jump into it. Here's the subject. Tall Girl. Have you guys seen this? There's this movie called Tall Girl coming out, and it's about a tall girl. Surprising, huh? That the title lines up perfectly with what it's about. Anyway, it's basically a fucking movie about a girl who's very tall and she's in high school, and people in high school are like, you're not hot, you're fucking tall, you're gross. And she's like, no, I'm hot even though I'm tall. And then she gets a makeover and everyone's like, fuck, you are hot even though you're tall. And then her best friend who's short likes her a lot, and she's like, I'm not interested. And then she loves the fucking dude who's super hot, and the dude who's super hot is from a new goddamn school, or he's from I think he's from Germany or something. He's from apparently some land where they like tall people, or they don't know that you're supposed to not like tall people. That's what it seems like. Is that what they're trying to do? I think he's German. I could be getting this totally wrong. And you know what? If I am getting it totally wrong, that's fine. It's funnier the path I'm about to go down right now. I think he's German in it. Which is that what they're saying? Are they saying that Germany has giant people in it? So a German kid will come to America and be like, I don't care that you're tall. I fucking want to have sex with you still. That's not a good German accent. That's not even a good German accent. That's good, dude. Gibberish. If I speak gibberish, I'll sound like I'm German. Nein, zwei, Frasin, Franz an. Nice and tall. It's okay. I love you. I think that's what's happening in that movie. Is this German dude is like, dude, people are tall as fuck in my country. You're actually hotter if you're tall. And then she's like, oh my god, dude, what? And I'm gonna fucking fall in love with you. And then her best friend is like, dude, I'm short. What the fuck, dude? The world doesn't like short men either, dude. Anyway, people are, somebody told me about this movie, and then I watched the trailer, and they were like, can you believe that's a real movie? Like, it looks like a joke movie, doesn't it? It looks like a joke movie if it was fucking for adults, but you watch that trailer, and it's for children, okay? Netflix makes Disney Channel movies now. That's what's happening, okay? Remember that movie about the boy who turned into a fish? The 16th year, remember that? Oh, the 16th year. People say that when you're 16, you have your bar mitzvah and you become a man, right? Or you become a fucking fish. That's the premise of this stupid Disney Channel original movie. If that movie came out in theaters, you'd go, and it was like, hey, are you above the age of 10? Want to watch this fucking movie? Then it would be weird and like, I can't believe this exists. But it was on the Disney Channel, okay? There's this thing happening with Netflix where people, because there's not like very distinct enough sections on Netflix to show you. Like, everything blends together. So like, I'll get suggested that weird movie about the kid in high school who becomes a prostitute, which is me, or a sex worker, whatever you prefer to call it, which is me simplifying what the movie actually is. It's a movie for kids about this kid who's in high school. If the kid's in high school and it seems cringy, it's not for you, it's for children, okay? I don't know how you don't know that. It's called Tall Girl. Immediately you go, oh, it's for 12-year-olds. And that's fine, dude. I actually watched the trailer for it, and I was like, if I was a kid, I would watch and love the shit out of this movie. It's just like the prostitute movie, or sex worker, or person who has sex for money, human, whatever you want to call it. The movie where he doesn't have any money for college, so he starts using this app where in the trailer he keeps dressing up in different outfits, much like a male stripper at the door. But the app is like, oh, you go on dates with people, okay? So it's the PG version of prostitution. It's what's happening in this movie, okay? So the movie is a gateway to more adult topics, but it's for kids, so it's fine. Anyway, that's what this movie's about. It gets suggested to me on Netflix, even though I'm way too old for the fucking movie, and that's just how Netflix works now, okay? Big Mouth is this weird blend of a show where you don't know if it's for adults or middle schoolers. It's actually for both. It's for adults who are like, oh, I remember being like that, but it's also for middle schoolers who stumble upon it and go, oh, I'm feeling that right now. They can't market to those kids because technically in the views and eyes of our society and those parents, it's inappropriate for those kids. But at the same time, if I was fucking in 6th grade and I started watching Big Mouth, I'd be like, holy shit, I'm understood. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's happening. Anyway, my point is, tall girl looks good, and tall women are great. Okay? Dude, fuck all this shit. Fuck society, man. Listen, dude, I don't like how shit set up sometimes, because it's supposed to be tall men date tiny women who are younger than them, and I don't fucking like that. Most of the people I've dated have been my height and older than me or taller than me. I dated someone fucking 6 feet. And guess what? She was actually probably 6'1", but she said 6 feet because I think she was a little self-conscious about it. But guess what? You're hot as fuck. You're tall. It's sick. You're beautiful. Who gives a shit? That's such a high school thing to care about, how tall somebody is. That girl's beautiful and she's so funny and she's so interesting. But dude, she's fucking 5'11". So what, dude? What are you, 5'8"? Wear some fucking lifts if you're that uncomfortable. Who gives a shit, dude? How about you have some goddamn confidence? I don't like men who won't date tall women, and I don't like women who won't date short men. Both of you guys can go fuck yourself, okay? Who gives a shit about how tall somebody is? If someone's taller than you and you're a dude, you fucking go up there and you kiss her on the lips, okay? And if the guy's shorter than you, you pick him up and you kiss him on the mouth, all right? Who gives a fuck about height? Who cares? It's such a stupid artificial thing. That height is worse, in my opinion, it's worse to not date someone based on than looks. Because looks are at least, it's like... I don't know. I guess it's the same thing. I guess it's similar. They're both things that the person's born with that they can't help. You can't control your height. You can't control how you look. And I guess it's all down to preference. But at the same time, I don't know. Well, who gives a fuck? I just don't get the height thing. I know why men don't date tall women, and it's because they are fucking self-conscious as shit about it. And what I would say to them is, get some goddamn confidence, okay? Hey, dude, if you're dating a tall woman, that means she doesn't give a fuck about you being shorter. If anything, it should be a confidence boost. Yo, dude, she could be dating someone taller than her or her height, but she's defying societal norms to date my short ass. That should give you a fucking confidence boost, man. That should make you feel like the shit. But instead, you're getting inside your own goddamn head. Instead of seeing her and going, oh, she likes me, you're going in your head and going, oh no, someone's going to steal her from me. Yeah, now they are, dude. Because you don't fucking have the confidence to be like, no, dude, she likes me for a reason. And if she leaves me, it's her loss, dude. If she finds a tall, boring motherfucker, she'll be bummed out while the interesting tiny motherfucker got away. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I don't know what I'm saying. Short, man. Short people. I don't know. Who gives a fuck about height, man? Just doesn't seem like, yeah, I don't know. Who cares? And what's going to happen? Someone going to make fun of you for your girlfriend being taller than you? Then what are you going to do? Yeah, she's taller than me. You just laugh at that dude. You go, dude, are you okay? If somebody said to you like, oh, wow, dude, she's a lot taller than you. You go, yeah. And they go, what's that like? You go, it's fine. Are you okay, man? I mean, I'm fine with it, but are you, what's going on with you? Are you insecure? You insecure about something? Are you okay? And they'd be like, oh, dude, I don't know. I'm just fucking lonely and I'm lashing out on you, dude. I just wish I could have anybody. Tall, short, doesn't matter. I just want to fucking not be so cold in my bed. Oh, dude, okay. Well, let me hook you up with somebody. I don't even know what I'm saying. But it's fun, so. Anyway, Tall Girl, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to fucking watch it. I'm going to film myself watching it. I'm going to do a fucking commentary video about it. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to start making goddamn commentary videos of movies that I think are weird as shit. Or that I think are entertaining as fuck. Dude, movies are good, man. Movies are good. They're good, dude. I like movies. Punch Drunk Love, that movie's so good. That movie was supposed to be Joaquin Phoenix in it. But no, Joaquin Phoenix said no to every Paul Thomas Anderson movie until The Master. Which I don't know what that means. I don't know if Joaquin Phoenix just had a busy schedule or he was straight up fucking throwing shade at Paul Thomas Anderson, being like, yeah, dude, I know you want me real bad, but I don't think you're that good of a director. Oh, dude. Because it's the opposite of the Quentin Tarantino, Leonardo DiCaprio situation, where every movie, every script that Tarantino wrote, apparently Leo would read and then see if there was a part for him. And it wasn't until Django that Tarantino was like, nah, yeah, you could play this role. Apparently he was close. It was close that he might have been in Inglourious Bastards, but it didn't work out for some reason. Because Tarantino was just like, nah, dude, get the fuck out of here, dude. You're too pretty boy to play Hans Landau, okay? And you're too nice to play Hans Landau, and you're too fucking pretty boy to play Aldo the Apache, dude. Get the fuck out of my movie. But a horrible, horrifying racist, come play him in Django, dude. When I see Leo, I think, dude, this guy can say the N-word a lot and be a huge piece of shit. That's what Tarantino said to him. Dude, you definitely could play a horrible piece of shit slave owner, dude. Coming to this movie. Do you think Leo was like, what are you saying about me? Every role, you like, what? I can't play a gangster. I can't play a horrible fucking German officer, but you think I can play a racist piece of shit? Like, what are you, like, those other characters are bad people, but this guy is, probably public enemy number one. Why is it that you think I can play this guy specifically, dude? What are you trying to say about me, Tarantini? Anyway, Joaquin Phoenix said no. He said fucking no. I don't know why. Until, The Master, when he had to come back from his goddamn fucking epic escape. Do you guys remember? I'm having a stroke right now. Fucking tongue-twisting stroke. Has anyone ever seen I'm Still Here? Probably one of the best fucking documentaries or mockumentaries I've ever seen in my life. What a weird goddamn left swing to take, dude. To pretend you're a reality TV star. Literally, Joaquin Phoenix shifted the course of his life to create a mockumentary that was a social commentary on reality TV and our obsessions with celebrity. And nobody watched it, and nobody recognized it, and nobody gave a shit about the movie. And yet, Joaquin Phoenix, purposely torpedoed his career for this artistic experiment. What a motherfucking awesome dude. What a bold, crazy fucking thing to do. Do you remember that when he was on Letterman and then Ben Stiller was making fun of him with the fucking wig at the Oscars? Dude, everyone thought he was a dumb, weird piece of shit, and the joke was all on them because he was doing it as a fucking social commentary. Everyone fed, and that's why that movie wasn't successful, man, because it succeeded. Because he succeeded in doing what he set out to do. He got everyone to be fascinated with what the fuck was going on with him. And to believe it, everyone thought Joaquin Phoenix really lost his mind and became a rapper. Do you guys remember that? He went on David Letterman, fucking stuck gum under the desk, had this crazy long hair and long beard. He was mumbling. He was talking all strange. He had sunglasses on. David Letterman was roasting him. Every red carpet he went to, he's like, yeah, dude, I'm doing rap now. I'm doing a rap career. And fucking everyone ate it up, right? And it made the mockumentary was okay. But just the fact that he did that and it worked and everyone actually believed it is incredible, dude. He's one of the greatest actors of all time. Just by doing that. And no one even recognizes that shit. They only recognize it when he does the normal acting. But that is a fucking feat in itself. That's Andy Kaufman shit, man. What an incredible thing to do. And now he's back in the movies and he's about to get a fucking Oscar maybe. That's how good of an actor Joaquin Phoenix is. He purposely changed his career and made himself a laughingstock. And then he fucking climbed and crawled his way back into the movies and now is giving maybe one of the greatest Joker performances of all time, according to people who saw the movie. There was a review that said, this is an easy and definite Oscar nomination for Joaquin Phoenix, if not a win. What the fuck? What a goddamn champion of the human spirit that guy is. Holy shit. Anyway, he was supposed to be in Punch Drunk Love. He would have been good in that, but I'm glad he wasn't in it because it opened all of our eyes to how fucking amazing Adam Sandler is at acting. Dude, that's such a goddamn... Isn't it interesting that so many comedians, when they're put into a dramatic role with a good director, they fucking kill it. They fucking destroy it. And everyone's like, oh my... Everyone's surprised by that. Everyone's surprised besides comedians, I feel like. Because comedians go, oh no, yeah, of course he did a great job because a director gave him an opportunity to access his depression and darkness, and comedians have more of that than any other facet of their personality. There's more depression and sadness and loneliness in a comedian than any other human being. So if you can access that in a role, you're going to murder it, dude. Any comedians and comedic actors, Jim Carrey, Robin Williams, Adam Sandler, fucking Steve Carell, not a stand-up, but still. And comedy is harder, I mean, I don't know. I'm saying things that have been said before, but it's just like, it's weird how people get surprised by shit like that because it actually is a no-brainer. It actually makes more sense. It makes perfect sense that a comedic actor would be a great dramatic actor. Like a truly great comedic actor, of course, is going to be a good dramatic actor because it's harder to play a comedy scene real than it is to play a dramatic scene real. Because a dramatic scene, there's nothing funny going on, right? There's nothing that's going to make you break, really. It's just you have to get yourself to a place. But in a comedy, you could be dressed like a fucking bunny rabbit and you're supposed to have been cheated on in that scene and you're supposed to start crying, but you're dressed in a fucking bunny outfit and the audience is watching you crying and laughing. It's a comedic moment, but you have to register it as a real moment on screen for that comedic beat to even happen. What the fuck, dude? What the fuck, dude? That's nuts. That's fucking crazy. Steve Carell in The Office is some of the best acting of all time. He cries many times in that show. Sometimes you feel for him, and most times you laugh at him. But the fact is, you never look at him and go, "Oh, you know, he's laughing for comedy." No, he's crying for comedy. No, he's crying, dude. If you saw this guy on the street, you would cringe and feel bad for him. But they insert his amazing acting into this comedic moment, and then you're fucking laughing, dude. Of course he's going to be in Foxcatcher and murder the thing. Of course. You see how fucking method he was as Michael Scott? Of course he's going to... Fucking Foxcatcher's an easy role after doing Michael Scott, dude. That guy was consistently a crazy child of a personality for fucking 7 years. You think he can't jump into a psychopath skin for one movie? Come on, dude. Anyway, Punch Drunk Love. It's my favorite part of this fucking podcast is the wild tangents I slip into. Well, we got 3 minutes left in this half. Dude, I got to figure out how to make my camera go for an hour because I can't, because now I want to jump into Punch Drunk Love, but I don't have enough time. So I'll talk, you know what? I'm going to talk about something else, and then in the second half, I'll go to Punch Drunk Love. What should I talk about for 3 fucking minutes? Anyway, Tall Girl. That's cool. Oh, this. I keep wanting to talk about this on the podcast. I keep forgetting. I was hanging out with somebody the other day, or I went on a date with somebody, and she was like, at one point she was like, "Oh, suck my dick." Like as a joke. Like as, you know when you're in high school or middle school, and girls will say like, "Oh, suck my dick." Or like if you're a townie, and a girl in your hometown will be like, suck my dick. I fucking hate when people do that. What are you doing? If you don't have a dick, don't say that, okay? If you're a woman who has a penis, you could say, suck my dick. If you're a woman who has a vagina, you can't say that shit. You sound dumb. And it fucking is annoying. Am I the only one who's just like annoyed by that? Well, it's like, okay, I'm going to start saying, eat my pussy. That's what I'm going to start saying. I'm going to start going up to people and go, fucking eat my pussy, dude. And see how people react. Because they're not going to like it. They're going to be like, you don't have a vagina. What are you doing? I'm like, dude, it doesn't fucking matter, dude. Eat it, dude. It's fucking dripping wet like a goddamn waterfall. Slurp that shit up. And I'm going to date someone who goes, yo, suck my big hard cock. And I'm going to be like, dude, eat my fucking wet, sloppy pussy. You know? You know what? It's actually my fault. I should have just said that. I should have just followed that up with when she... That's what I'm going to do. Next time somebody says, suck my dick to me like that, I'm going to be like, dude, eat my pussy. That's good. That's a good back and forth. You know what? That's the kind of back and forth that's going to lead to 6 years of marriage and 1.5 kids. 1.5 is in like one like 13-year-old and the other one like is a toddler. You know, he's half an age to adulthood. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Toddlers are just, you know, they're not full humans yet. Little kids, they're drunk constantly. You ever see a baby walk? He's wasted. His brain is wasted. Your brain forms in a drunk state, a drunken stupor state, I feel like. It starts out like you're drunk. That's why we get drunk so much, because we just want to go back to how we started, you know? We want to go back to just being like... There is no difference between a 10-month-old walking around and a fucking... or 16-month-old. I don't know. There's no difference between a little baby walking around and a 7 to 8 beers deep dude who's about to black out. There's no difference. They both... They both speak gibberish, they both fucking mumble, and they both stumble into shit. And they both grab at things they shouldn't grab at. The fucking wall, people's fucking eye sockets. They're the same person. Anyway, I don't know what I'm saying today, but it's fun. Which I said that before, and I'm saying it again. Fuck it. Anyway, I don't know. Saying fuck a lot, too? That's what this podcast is. Me saying fuck and thoughts that don't make sense. Anyway, I'll see you in the next half. And we're back. How's it going? Okay, Punch Drunk Love. Let's talk about it. Punch Drunk Love. So, I was going to talk about this last week and then I forgot. So now it's a fucking leftover from last week. So I'll talk about it now. I'm trying to get rid of... I'm reusing old sheets because I'm trying to get rid of topics because I feel like, you know, I mean, you guys hear me on this podcast say, did I say that before? I'm trying to not say that as much, even though I just fucking said it. God damn it. I'm trying to get through these topics so I make sure they're on here. But yeah, okay, so... Did you pick that up on mic? I just heard that loud and clear. I hope you didn't pick that up on mic. I just fucking like licked my chomps and it was disgusting. All right. So Punch Drunk Love, let me get to it. Joaquin Phoenix was supposed to be in it. They got Adam Sandler. He did a great job. Comedians fucking do well in dramatic roles. That's why I talked about before, and now I'm summing it up because for some reason. Anyway, Punch Drunk Love. How many times will I say that movie before I actually talk about what I want to talk about? Probably 9,000. Is that what this podcast is all about? I guess so. I'm a fucking psychopath. Yeah, so Punch Drunk Love. I'm just going to keep saying it. I'm going to keep saying the title and never say my thought on the movie. No. So, I feel like there's a thing called the Manic Pixie Dream Girl, which exists in film. It's a It's like a quirky, weird girl who exists only to please or change the main character, right? They have the character has doesn't have its own agency. She doesn't feel like a real person. She feels like she exists only for the main male protagonist. And that exists, dude. That's a real fucking character in movies, and it's a real criticism of how certain female characters have been written. And now you see it with men too. There are more and more manic pixie dream men in movies. So you see that it's just in general becoming a shitty writing trope. Like you're not the best writer if you're writing a woman or a male character that only exists as a character for the female or man to pursue and like love, and they only exist for that character. It's kind of a boring thing to do. Anyway, movies like Garden State are a prime example of that. But with this phrase, this term that's been created, I feel like a lot of people misrepresent certain movies and say that like certain characters who are not Manic Pixie Dream Girls are Manic Pixie Dream Girls. Like, well, okay, so Punch Drunk Love is one of them. That's why I keep talking about Punch Drunk Love, because so when I was in college, we had this class and it was scene recreations, and there's this scene in Punch Drunk Love where it's this, I think it's like a hotel. They're at a hotel somewhere. Anyway, it's an outdoor area of a hotel, and and Adam Sandler, and I forget the actress's name. See, this is a bad moment to forget the actress's name. Dude, she's more than just a Manic Pixie Dream Girl in this movie, but I don't fucking remember her name. Anyway, her and Adam Sandler were running directly at each other, right? And they hug and they kiss, and it's this beautiful moment, and they're in silhouette, and you just see their bodies framed perfectly in the light, kissing, and it's like it's this beautiful moment of just these two figures meeting for the first time, or meeting and embracing one another. It's like a beautiful image of just pure love and joy, right? And I was saying, oh, I love this scene, I love this movie so much, and a girl in my class, a woman in my class, said, yeah, but isn't this movie kind of like a Manic Pixie Dream Girl movie? And I was like, I don't. How do you think it's a Manic Pixie Dream Girl movie? I think at that point, actually, I didn't know what a Manic Pixie Dream Girl was. I was like, what's that? What's a Manic Pixie? And she goes, oh, it's a character who just exists for the guy, and she has no agency of her own. And I went, well, she's not like that in this movie. And she went, what? And I went, well, because I'm going to spoil this movie for you. So if you want to watch Punch Drunk Love, go watch it now. It's a great movie, and then you can turn this back on. But it's about Adam Sandler is like he has huge anxiety problems, and he's heart and OCD, and he doesn't know how to talk to people that well, and he's obsessed with these stamps and getting these frequent flyer miles so that he can, from these pudding cups, I think it is, or something like that. And he has sisters that are really shitty to him, and it's done so subtly. There's a scene where he walks through a family get together, and we don't see any of the women. We just see him as he walks through them, and we just keep hearing their voices at him, telling him what to do. So it's a very, so he's set up as a character like a very broken human being, and she's set up as a character who is a friend of his sister's, who likes him, who's interested in him, but at the same time, she's her own person. The movie gives her own agency, because there's a scene where they're in a car together, and I gotta explain the whole plot of the movie. Philip Seymour Hoffman owns like a sex line, right? And Adam Sandler calls it, but he calls it just to talk to a person because he's an anxious person who just doesn't know how to talk to anybody, so he's calling the sex line just to talk to the person, and then they try and scam him for money. So then Philip Seymour Hoffman sends goons out, like his brothers or something, to go fuck him up, to go fuck up Adam Sandler. So they crash into his car, and then Adam Sandler and her are in the car, and it gets fucking sideswiped, and then he looks at her and there's blood coming down her eye, and then he gets out of the car and beats the fuck out of these guys, and then he walks all the way, and then he takes her to the hospital, and then he's on the phone with the guy. He's on the phone with Philip Seymour Hoffman. He goes, I'm going to fucking come find you right now. And he walks with the phone still in his hand all the way to this weird laundromat where Philip Seymour Hoffman is, or furniture store or something like that. And then he tells him, like, oh, I have a love and it makes me strong, and fuck you, blah, blah. Anyway, all this happens, right? And then he goes back and he tries to find her, and she's gone from the hospital, and then he has to find where she is, and then he goes to where she is, and she looks at him, and she says, she looks scared of him, first off. She looks like she doesn't want him to be there. And then she says to him, you left me there. You left me there. You left me alone. This isn't verbatim. I'm paraphrasing. And he was like, I'm sorry, I had to do something. And she goes, and she hesitates, and she goes, don't ever do that again. Promise me you won't ever do that again. And he goes, I promise. And then she accepts him in. So the movie gives her her own agency. The movie gives her, she's not waiting at the hospital for him to fucking come back. She exists on her own. She lives her own fucking life. She gets out of the hospital, she goes home, and then he has to find her. And then even when he does find her, she makes him fucking promise, like a normal human being would do, hey, if we're going to continue this, you got to get your shit together, and you can't fucking leave me again. So the movie puts the deciding factor in their relationship on her to choose whether or not to have him continue to be with her. It's not like fucking Garden State where Natalie Portman goes to the airport and fucking Zach Braff runs to the airport and then goes, I love you, and then or whatever he says, and then she runs down and just hugs him and they start kissing. Dude, the end of that movie, I thought the end of that movie was a dream sequence. That's how you know it's a Manic Pixie Dream Girl, is when a sequence literally plays out like it's a dream. Okay? There are moments in Punch Drunk Love that feel like a dream, but it's when the two of them are in pure ecstasy. And that's part of the reason why you know that this isn't a Manic Pixie Dream Girl movie, because at the end of this movie, that moment felt so real. The moment where she's like, where he loses her, because a real person you can lose. A Manic Pixie Dream Girl is there for you no matter what, and you can get her at any point. If she goes to the airport, all you need to do is go to the airport, and she'll come right back to you. Fucking Garden State bullshit. Now, Garden State's a fine movie, but you know what I'm saying? That's what a Manic Pixie Dream Girl is. But in Punch Drunk Love, no. She goes on her own, and she has to accept you back. That's real fucking life right there. If you fuck up in a relationship, there's no way you're getting back into it unless she accepts you back. She has a choice in the matter. She's a real person. Garden State, she's not a real person. So anyway, that's my point. So I said something like that. I said I didn't fucking break it down that thoroughly, but I think I was like, oh well, the movie gives her agency because at the end he accepts her back. I said it much more concise and wasted less of her time than I just wasted of yours in this moment. But then she was like, oh, okay, well maybe I need to rewatch it again. And it's like, what? Even if she didn't say that, because I'm I could be misremembering, but I remember she went, oh, okay, I don't know, oh, well maybe, like she was on her toes at that moment, and she didn't give a response back. She wasn't like, no, this is why it is a Manic Pixie Dream Girl movie. She just blindly was like, yeah, fuck this movie, it's a Manic Pixie Dream Girl movie. Which that's a accurate assessment. If you said I don't like Garden State, it's a Manic Pixie Dream Girl of shit, fuck that thing, I'd be like, hell yeah, dude, I get what you're saying. But when you point it at a movie where where the movie actively doesn't do that, you know, it ruins it makes that phrase seem like a bullshit phrase. People do it with 500 Days of Summer too. 500 Days of Summer is the worst example of people not understanding, or it's the best example rather. The best example of people not understanding what Manic Pixie Dream Girl is. That movie literally is a deconstruction of the concept. Because Summer, right? The entire first half of the movie, the entire first act of the movie is a woman who is actively telling, Zooey Deschanel is actively telling Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character that she doesn't want a relationship, that she's not the person who does relationships. She actively is showing him and telling him, I'm not these things. And the movie, from his perspective, keeps seeing her as all of these things, as the love of his life, as this beautiful, awesome woman. Then the entire second act of the movie is him doing things he thinks he should be doing based on a romantic, typical relationship, right? And her going, what the fuck are you doing? Like some guy at a bar hits on her and then he punches him in the face and they fight. And then she goes, why the fuck did you start a fight with somebody? He goes, I did it for you. And she goes, I didn't want you to do that. And then the third act is him being all sad. And then she gets married, right? And then he goes to the wedding and then they meet up afterwards on a bench. And she explains to him, we didn't match up. And he's like, ah, shit. And he finally fucking accepts it. And you're like, oh, okay. This movie is about two people, like life most of the time, two people who want different things but like each other a lot, so they end up together. And then the way they project an image onto that person, the way their idealized version of the person they're dating gets projected onto them, and then that person doesn't fulfill. Of course they don't fulfill the idealized perception that you have for them because they're not that person. You made that person up in your head. You took the pieces you like and you morphed them into somebody you really like in your brain instead of seeing the person in front of you. Joseph Gordon-Levitt in that movie turns her into a Manic Pixie Dream Girl, and the movie says, no, dude, she's a real person. And so when people say she's a Manic Pixie Dream Girl in that movie, no, his view of her in the beginning is that because he's projecting on her. But by the end, no, she has her own life. She fucking marries someone else, and she fucking lays down the law for JGL and goes, dude, we didn't match up. I liked you. It was fun. But we didn't link up. I told you I didn't want to be. I told you I wasn't in the right spot. I told you that this wasn't going to work out. I was just trying to have fun. You didn't fucking listen, my dude. Now, the only thing about that movie that I would say is like, well, did this guy fucking learn his lesson? Is at the end, he sees someone at his job interview. See, that the end of that movie feels like a fucking exec being like, well, we still need it to be happy. I wouldn't be surprised if that ending was because test audiences were like, yeah, but we want him to be happy at the end. What happens at the end of that movie is he goes to a job interview after he talks to Summer. He sees her as a real fucking person and all that shit. And, you know, the movie is like, she's not a Manic Pixie Dream Girl. Haha, gotcha. We fucking deconstructed the idea. Then he goes to a job interview and a girl named Autumn is sitting at the job interview, waiting to interview as well. Which also, it's like, wait, they're interviewing for the same job? Obviously, only one of them can get it. So that's going to be a contentious relationship immediately. So what the fuck are you doing, dude? Hey, what's up, person who's also interviewing? Like, if she gets the job over you, aren't you going to be a little pissed? Also, if you get the job over her, isn't she going to be a little pissed? Like, this is a bad start to a relationship, you fucking idiot. Anyway, he says his name, and then she goes, oh, I'm Autumn. And then the movie, because in the beginning of the movie when he meets Summer, it comes up, it says 500 Days of Summer, right? And then it goes to 0 and it's like day 1. So then at the end of the movie it does an autumn animation with fucking leaves and shit. And then photosynthesize leaves. And then it goes down to, you know, day 0 or day 1 or whatever. So then the movie's like, oh, he's going to be with Autumn now. And then you're like, what the fuck? You just kind of threw the entire premise of the movie into the trash, dude. You just fucking fucked up your thesis a little bit. But I think that ending is just a cutesy bullshit thing to be like, well, he's still going to find someone else, which he is going to find someone else. Maybe Autumn is right for him instead of Summer. Okay? But if anything, Zooey Deschanel's character is a real person, and then that woman at the end is a Manic Pixie Dream Girl. Maybe that's what the movie was saying, was that this guy's trapped in his own fucking psychosis, and he's going to do the same shit to another woman, which he probably is, because there are guys like that out there who fucking do that. They go from one woman to the next going, oh, this is who I think it is, and then it's never that, and then they break up with the person, and then they're like, oh, okay, well, what the fuck was I thinking? I did that with my first relationship. I fucking idealized this person, and I thought I projected onto them who I thought they should be. And now me and her are friends, and it's like, no, she just wasn't that person. She wanted to be a whole other person. And I also wanted to be a whole other person. And we were stifling that within each other, Sometimes two different people like each other a lot. They have chemistry, but they're two different people, and their heads will collide too many times where their foreheads will bash and be bruised and start bleeding. And if you start bleeding, you got to get the fuck out of the relationship. Anyway, but yeah, now I do the opposite. Now I just don't idealize the person at all, and I go, and then nothing, and then we break up. Now I don't idealize the person or project anything, and I just go, oh, you are what you are, and none of us will get that invested. Anyway, dude. So 500 Days of Summer is a deconstruction of the Manic Pixie Dream Girl. Not Manic Pixie Dream Girl. Punch Drunk Love, not a Manic Pixie Dream Girl movie. Garden State, 100% Manic Pixie Dream Girl. Maybe popularized the concept for the fucking modern era of cinema. For the 2000s, I mean, that was a prime. That's like the biggest example of the goddamn shit, Anyway. Holy fuck, 8 minutes left. I really goddamn burned so much time on that. But that's cool, dude. We got a fucking little film lesson, dude. I took film history, bruh. I fucking took film history, so technically I'm qualified to fucking give a goddamn lesson on... I don't know. Everything I say is bullshit anyway, so don't, What do you guys think? Sound off in the comments. Do you think Punch Drunk Love is a fucking Manic Pixie Dream Girl movie? If you do, let me know why. Okay? My name's Philly D, and I'll see you next week. Ha! What's up, you beautiful bastards? I'm gonna punch you in the throat and suck on your cock. Oh, what? I'ma throat punch you and butt fuck you. Ha ha! My name's Philly D. That's not me teasing Philly. By the way, I'm just fucking around. I like Philly D. I actually watch. It's a good source of news, man. He's an unbiased, good dude, I think. In my opinion. He clickbaits the fuck out of his shit, but you know what? It works. I click it every time. I go to like one or two news stories I wanted to hear, and then I'm like, I don't care about the rest of this shit. Sometimes I stick around for the news, the real news, which is always at the end, because... I mean, he knows that everyone wants that pop culture hit, dude. Everyone wants to fucking know the YouTube drama. And then once they start talking about Trump or the world or how it's on fire, we just go, whatever, dude. I don't want to be more depressed than I already am. Let me turn that shit off. Anyway, I guess that's a good joke for anybody who watches Philly D. But if you don't watch Philly D, then it might be lost on you. But if you don't watch him, go watch him. Philip DeFranco, he's a fucking great dude. Yeah, man. I don't know. I was a weird kid, dude. I was a liar. I told a lot of lies when I was a child. One of them, dude, oh man. There were so many weird things, so many weird lies I told when I was younger just to see if I could. I feel like that's the impotence. That's the impetus. That's the fucking lack of semen to do that. No, that's the impetus to lie is just to see if you can when you're young. And it's not even a I didn't see it as lying. I just I saw it as like, hey, what can I guess it's a lie. But what can I convince people of? Like how compelling can I be? I don't know. There was certain weird shit. I don't know if we have enough time for all these stories. There's a lot of them. I'll give you one. So I was talking on Xbox with somebody. I feel like all these stories start with me talking on Xbox. But I think I was in 8th grade, and I was talking to a friend on Xbox, and he was talking about we were talking about like pretending if we broke our arm or something like that. Like pretending to break our arm, like if we could make people believe it. And then I was like, dude, we should do that. We should like go to school and pretend our arm is broken and see what people do. And my friend started laughing and he was like, yo, dude, that would be so funny. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. I have ace bandages. I could do it. Because I remember I got my ankle sprained a couple times when I was a kid. And they always put ace bandages on my fucking ankle. So I guess we just had them left over from when I was a child fucking up my ankle all the time. That they were just laying around the house ready for me to screw something else up on my body. So I was like, I'm gonna pretend my arm's broken. So I went to school the next day and I wrapped my whole arm up, my whole forearm up. And I didn't say anything. I just started walking around with that on, and people would come up to me and go, dude, what happened? I was like, oh, dude, I broke my arm. And people were like, what? Really? I go, yeah, I said fractured because fractured sounded legit. Because nobody ever said they broke anything. It was always fractured. I fucking hated when people said that. I was like, dude, did you break your arm? They're like, well, I fractured it. What's a fracture? It's like a break in the bone. Yeah, so you broke your arm, dude. It's a hairline. You fractured it. You fucking... Things are not aligned correctly anymore, okay? Some shit broke in your bone. You broke your bone. Anyway, so I went around and I was like, oh yeah. And the story wasn't even good. It started in the morning. Everyone was standing around me and I fucking had the ace bandages on. They were like, oh, what happened? I was like, oh, me and my brothers were like wrestling and shit. And we were play fighting. And then I slipped and I fell down the steps and I broke my arm. I basically had the story of a battered woman. I had the story of a woman who didn't want to let you know that her husband's fucking punching her in the gut. That's what I had. I was a fucking 1950s housewife going, oh yeah, I slipped and fell down. It's my fault. It was all my fault. That's so fucked up. Anyway, I mean, I learned firsthand why people believe that story, because people fucking believed me, which fucking blew my mind. Why would you believe me? It's a bad story. That's not a good story. Slip down the steps. Did people believe that back then? I feel like, I don't know. Did people believe that or just like not want to get involved? I bet you there were some people who just believed it. People are gullible as shit. Like because the 1950s were fucking terrible and brutal. So there were women who probably said that shit, and then there were probably people who genuinely were like, oh, why are you so clumsy? Sexism bolstering other sexism. A woman fucking getting beaten by her husband, and then somebody being like, and then she makes up a story about it, and the guy's answer or the woman's answer is a sexist answer of like, you're so fucking clumsy, you ditz. Oh, it's so fucked up, dude. Anyway, it's a good thing. It's a good thing people fucking punch their significant others in the face less. You know what I'm saying? It's a pretty awful thing. That seems like a pretty self-explanatory thing of like, don't punch the person you love in the eyes, huh? Right? It seems like we would all instinctively go, oh, I love you. I'm not going to hit you in the nose. But now some people are like, I love you. Let me break your face. What, dude? You need to go to jail, my man. Anyway, what was I talking about? Yeah, so yeah, that was my stories that me and my brother were wrestling and I fucking fell down the stairs. And I remember people believed it. And then I went to health class and I said that to two of my friends. And they were both like, oh my God, what? That's crazy. And then everyone kept saying, when are you getting the cast? I was like, oh, I'm getting the cast this weekend. And then in health class, my health teacher asked me, and I told him the story. And then he goes, oh, okay. Oh, wow. You got to be careful. And he believed that I broke my fucking arm. But here's the most fucked up part was everyone believed it. Everyone was like, oh shit, you broke your arm. And then about 2 weeks later, I was in health class again, right? And those two girls who I was friends with who were like really concerned about it looked at me and they go, wait, didn't you break your arm? Like, where's your cast? And I said, oh no, I didn't break my arm. And they went, what? Didn't you come in with ace bandages and stuff? I thought you were getting a cast. I thought you fell down the stairs. And I was like, nah, that didn't happen. And they just looked at me like, what? And I was like, yeah, I made that up. And I'll never forget, they looked at me like, why would you do that? They looked at me like I'm a complete psychopath. Like, why would you? What is the point of lying about that? We were concerned for you. And you didn't even tell us. That was the most fucked up part that I saw in their eyes. They were like, were you ever going to tell us it was a joke? But also at the same time, 2 weeks later, they ask where my cast is. I said I was getting it during the weekend. These motherfuckers obviously didn't actually give a shit because they waited 2 weeks to fucking check up on the situation. So they deserve to be fucking pranked, bro. All right, anyway, that's it for this podcast. The timer went off. This was a lot of fun. I love you guys, and I'll see you next week.
J-A